So I realize I'm doing a lot of these sort of off the cuff now. So what I'm going to talk about today, right now, is the core distinction between Christianity and the Quran, or Christians and Muslims. Now, so starting off with similarities, which is probably really important to do. Like, let's figure out like what we agree with, first, and then maybe go from there. So, we share the first 5 books. There's that. I'd like to take a moment. I know I'm kind of changing the subject here, but I'd like to take a second. There's this guy named Sheriff, and he's a YouTuber that makes somewhat satirical videos. I could sort of like what I do. And he's getting 9 years. So look up Sheriff. He's getting 9 years in Egypt for criticizing, like so mildly too, the Quran. So there's a distinction. There's a clear, evident distinction for you right there. Differences between, well, to be fair, 2 things. First of all, like, we murdered Newton. Church murdered Newton. Science couldn't deal with science, so they murdered him. The church. However, we're not still doing that. So there's that. But to get to my main point here and maybe try to speed this up a bit, is that one of the differences between the Quran and the Bible is that although Christianity has its fair share of fundamentalist, that sort of mode of interpretation, hey guys, is not gender exclusivity there. Sorry about that. Hey, look at the sunset. Would you look at that? So, the Bible does not have this sort of insistence upon the infallibility of the words itself. Now, people do that, but as you can tell, there's distribution throughout the Christian churches of its interpretation. This insistence upon is not built in inherently within the structure that the words be rendered or regarded in this sort of unquestionable Christianity has the capacity. Christianity can and does make plenty of room for psychological interpretation, for metaphor, for this sort of non-literal, in-depth analysis that simply cannot occur through the lens of infallibility, literalism, which is something that, like, I have experienced, within this religion. But so within Christianity, you are granted the ability, essentially, to disagree, more or less, or work through various modes of interpretation, take a non-literal lens, i.e. you could see this with figures such as Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, the far right. That was sarcasm, because if you think Russell Brand's the far right, this world's, y'all are nuts. Y'all are crazy is what y'all are. Essentially, it's that you can have these various modes of interpretation, these various, you can disagree in like a fundamentalist, inherently correct, despite what some may tell you, that is not necessary for the core doctrinal aspects of what I'm talking about. Meaning that if Christ or if Jesus stood before you, like, you can't disagree with him. Like, you're not allowed to. Like, don't do that. But you have all that. You can be like, I don't think that's literal, and that really the authority is derived from, all right, sacrificial love, like, Father, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing. Like, I'm gonna ride this thing out to the very end. I ain't gonna punch anybody, like, Jesus, right? And so we're beholden to this character, this man, this logos, this and that is the primary authority, Jesus, Holy Spirit, etc., that the Christians are beholden to. Now, you're going to run into these people that are going to insist upon literal fundamentalist, agree with everything Paul says unquestionably in his letters. You're going to run into that, right? But that is not universal. That is not. It's not necessary, even though some would say it is. But, like, it's as whereas in the Quran, like, it's just like that is the infallible, the all of the things, and it's just like, we will fight, we will, like, it's like, this is the thing. Jesus pulls a similar card, but it's not within the words. It's not the words, and then it is, but it's not. It's Christ. It's Jesus. It's that. It's what the words represent. Whereas with the Quran, Christianity has fundamentalism. Christianity has this sort of reality to it that is adopted by its interpretation. The Quran doesn't really leave the room for that, like at all. And so I find it really important to point out this distinction between us is like we don't have to do that. Like we could listen to a psychological interpretation of this and it not ruin it for us, or go again within. I'm not making a fallacy. In the Quran, you gotta, like, it's just like that is what it is. The Bible is often treated or rendered that way, but it is not nearly as mandatory as it is in the Quran. So that's this very important distinction that I would like to point out and for people to explore and perhaps even embrace. And that's about it. So yes, despite us sharing the first 5 books, there are, of course, there are differences. But that's a pretty big difference. And that is a difference worth embracing.